How's it going, doggy people? I hope you all are doing well. Today we're going to be covering American Standard Dog Training. I saw this video in passing, and it just absolutely gave me a heart attack seeing that someone is trying to promote this as helping other people. And of course we have, I don't know who Josh Hart is. I'm sorry, Josh Hart. I don't know who you are, but I'm assuming probably because he name drops that it's some famous person or some celebrity or somebody of some sort that has a large following. So they do this to get more popular, because it's just like Cesar Millan working with celebrities. Everybody gets to notice this trainer because they're working with, big deal people, which is nothing against the people for, just great for them for doing what they do. But this is just about the dog training. So we're going to be using this video under Fair Use Act for criticism and educational purposes of what not to do. Okay, so we have his treat pouch. Love it. We also have prong collar and this little elastic, and also a thumb tab. So we have the prong collar attached in two ways. We have this, which is a leash tab, which is where you can just use it to give the dog a quick pop if you're next to them. And we also have the leash connected to it. We also have this little elastic strap, which goes to a shock collar, and then we have the dog's regular collar. So a lot of times you'll see this whole treat pouch. I believe it's just for show, because if they're doing this, if they use this properly, they use food properly, they wouldn't need any of this. So this dog is already a little bit nervous. Ears are back. We have the wide lips, wrinkles in the mouth, panting. So they're already nervous. And I guess we're going to find out why, because he's, teaching a Rottweiler to stop lunging at cars.
I'm asking Josh what he's afraid of, and I'll start off with it. I hate spiders, man. I hate spiders. So when we ask him to sit still and sit when cars are passing by, that's like asking me to sit in a chair when...
Okay, I'm gonna explain this a little bit better. A vehicle coming at you is not the same as a spider. Okay, maybe if it was a person coming at you with their hand, that's different, but this is a big difference between, you may see that this car is like a spider to you, but the dog, I don't think it's the same way. Look, I'm terrified of spiders too, but I would never compare that and make it less than what it is by a vehicle. I'm afraid of a vehicle driving past me too. If I were this close to the vehicle, I wouldn't sit there, because they're going maybe only 30 miles an hour, but that's fast enough to injure someone, possibly kill someone, I don't know. Certainly injure a dog. So the dog can either react out of fear and move away from it, or they can lunge at it because they have a prey drive and it's coming fast and it goes past them fast and it doesn't move around them to give them enough space. So whenever you're in a vehicle and you see a dog walking, whether they're in training or not, it's always just polite and helpful for everybody to give them a little bit more space, go around a little bit more, go slower. I particularly only learned this since being a dog trainer, but hopefully I can spread the word for everybody who's not. If you see a dog walking, try to give them space and slow down the car, because it makes it easier on everyone. Even if you don't see the dog lunging, if I especially see a dog that's focused on my car as I'm driving by, I slow down a lot for them, so that way I don't set the dog up for failure, and I don't, cause the dog to pull the owner over or anything like that. You don't have to go that slow, but just kind of be considerate.
Tarantulas and spiders are walking near me, by me, above me, crawling past me. I got the heebie-jeebies. I don't feel like sitting. I'm going to want to get up and move. You could all...
So I'm going to say that, yes, that's possible, but that's not actually what's happening. For this dog, it's a large object coming towards them. It makes noise. So say you're sitting there in that scenario that you can set up, and you can choose to leave if you want to. So whenever you have an animal that is fearful, I don't worry about the sit. I don't worry about anything other than let's have them standing on a loose leash. If they are too nervous for that, then we'll move and create distance from whatever the stimulus is that's making them nervous. It could be a car, it could be a broom, it could be the vacuum cleaner, or another dog or a person, whatever it is, or even a plastic bag. Whatever it is, I don't care about the sit and that obedience. I just want my dog to be okay. They're comfortable. We can work on it. If they're able to sit with this scary thing in their presence, then perfect. Then I know that we can start moving on. We can move closer to it. We can have it, we can start sacking them out to it. Sack out is an old term usually used with horses, where, the Amish and other people, old cowboys would, lay the horse down and throw sacks on him, or have him stand up and just throw a bunch of sacks on him until they stopped reacting. And then they would say the horse is, over it. So when I have a dog that's fearful, they are completely different from horses, because it's an entirely different species. Dogs are predators, horses are prey. When I have a dog acting fearful, then I train them like I would a fearful prey animal, because they're in fight or flight. So I don't want my dog to be in fight or flight, but I will still take the measures of pressure and release. Say this gentleman is afraid of spiders, then we would start with, him in a chair or just in a comfortable situation, and a spider would be 100 feet away. He can't even see it. But we let him know it's there. Once he's comfortable, we can move it a little bit closer, wait for him to be comfortable again. If he gets too scared or nervous, then we move the spider away, so on and so forth.
Also see the propensity for me to want to try to stomp out those spiders. That's what he was doing initially. When the big spider comes, the car goes, I'm going to kill that spider. Now we're saying you can't kill the spider.
No, that's not really what's happening. I mean, if you want to say, yeah, he's trying to kill that spider, he's going after this either because it's prey drive or it's fearful, and they force him to sit here and put up with his fears. This is flooding. So they force him to put up with this car coming towards him.
The propensity for me to want to try to stomp out those.
So here, as the car's coming, they could be rewarding him. They have him sitting right next to where this vehicle is going to go.
Spiders. That's what he was doing initially.
Would you normally be that close to a vehicle? I mean, he's a foot away. If you are, then that's just stupid. And that's just dangerous. Don't walk this close to a car that's coming towards you. No, you don't need this guy to teach your dog to not go after this car in this manner. Just move over to the side. Move into the grass. Move out of the middle of the street. And you don't need your dog to be sitting there waiting for this car to come forward. You can be sitting. We see his hackles are up. His hair on the back of his, spine right here, it looks like his hackles are up. His tail is tucked. So they force him to sit. And then he has nowhere to go. He can't use flight, so he has to use fight. There's the 5 F's. Fight, flight, fiddle, faint, and freeze. So he can't dance around, can't run away, so he's going to fight it. And what happens? He gets a harsh correction.
Comes, the car goes, I'm going to kill that.
And this one's going a lot faster, and he's watching. He's waiting to correct this dog, and he's minimalizing it by saying it's a spider. This dog sees it from way over here, and he's getting ready. And he's watching it and allowing it to happen so he can correct it. I would start with, as soon as this vehicle's over here, and I'm assuming if they set this up, that these vehicles are coming. And if not, then they didn't. Okay, fine. Then if you can set it up perfect, then you can have the vehicle start from way over there. Oh my god. This vehicle's not a spider, dude. Hackles are up. Choking the dog with the prong collar. Got the shock collar. So, okay, so if we have the vehicle here, I would start with, as soon as I see the vehicle back here, I would be getting the dog's attention on me. I would have him facing me. He can sit down, stay, whatever he wants to do. I don't care. Oh, look, he has dew claws in the back. Sorry. Sorry, I'm like, ADD. But so if I had the dog facing me, I'd be rewarding him, giving him, treats for focusing. As the car is coming this way, I can give him some more treats. As the car drives by, more treats, and the car is gone. Okay, we can continue our walk. If he can't focus on me and he's focused too much on the car, then we need to give distance or create distance between the distance of the car and us. Once I can do that and I can reinforce him for looking at me while the car is in his presence, then I can start waiting until the car is by him to give him a treat. Or I can hold the treat there and he can nibble on it while the car drives by, and then I can give him the treat. And then over time, we can just stand there and after the car goes by, reward him. Then we can start walking, and as the car is coming up, we start over again. We give him a little treat, the car is right here, we give him another treat, the car goes by, one more treat, and we continue walking. Then we break it down. The car is coming, it's right here, he gets a treat, car goes by, we continue walking. Then the car goes by while we're walking, and he gets a reward. I mean, it's a whole process. It's a process, not an event. This guy and trainers like him, compulsion trainers, he's the definition of compulsion, by the way, in my opinion. They want one and done.
I'm going to kill that spider.
Oh my god.
Now we're saying you can't kill the spiders. Stop trying to kill the spiders. You need to sit here and just let them ride.
No, you need to stop forcing the dog to sit there and put up with his fears when you don't know what you're doing to help him. You're just using whatever mumbo-jumbo words you want to excuse you
Josh's
abusing
big fear
this
is
animal.
Swimming in the ocean.
Mm.
You're using this as an excuse to overcorrect an animal and just cause pain, fear, and intimidation and flood them and force them to sit there and put up with their fears when you know that you very well wouldn't put up with that. Why do they need to sit and put up with this car coming by? It's not the same as trying to kill a spider. It is a metal vehicle that weighs, I don't know, probably 1,000 times what the dog weighs, and it can easily kill them both. The dog and the owner, if they're, And the owner is the one who's responsible for keeping their dog safe. So move away from the cars and take your time. The dog does not need to pay for the ignorance of humans.
Now, Josh's big fear is swimming in the ocean.
Mm.
But he can choose whether he goes to the ocean or not. The dog cannot choose whether he has to be put in this situation or not. The dog cannot choose anything. We choose literally everything that this dog goes through. So we can choose not to put him in this position. We can choose not to flood him. We can choose not to put him over threshold.
Sharks, let's say. We're putting you in a shark tank, and you got to be as calm as you can and stay underwater even though the sharks are passing by. You could do it. He can do it.
For you internet dumbasses, you don't have to stay in the water. We're great whites for that. Just so we cover our asses.
Don't get bit.
Exactly. That guy makes, total sense. Yeah, you don't have to go into the ocean. But this dog has to stay here. He cannot run. So he's giving a comparison that doesn't even matter. He's saying all this to make the human feel nice and comfortable, let alone the dog gets this kind of treatment.
You can't kill the spiders. Stop trying to kill the spiders. You need to sit here and just let them in. We can drop it right here. It pays
now we give him a treat.
We can drop it right here.
Okay, so how long did it take them to get this dog to lay down? How long have they been working at this? And now he gives them treats. After he just...
It pays to stay. Look at that.
I don't know how many collars this dog has on. Good grief. He's got the martingale, he's got the prong collar, he's got the shock collar, he's got a regular collar. Like, dude, if you need this much to teach a dog to not go after cars, and now he's completely avoiding them. So what corrections did they give this dog? How long has this dog been here? So apparently the prong collar was not enough because this is after the fact. So they added his martingale. Really, people? It's not magic. This guy does not need to pay him to do this. He could do it himself. You shouldn't, but... really? You need all this? And what do you accomplish? Teaching the dog to completely look away from the car. This does not help the dog at all. It's going to lunge again. I can almost guarantee it. Unless you keep up with this, and you clothesline them, and you yank them, and you jerk them, and you pop them, and you shock them, and you use all this unnecessary compulsion type training. And then at the end, yeah, you get a little treat. Yeah, it pays to stay. Why on earth is anybody realistically going to have their dog lay down and stay 3 feet from a moving vehicle? If you are, then you're an idiot. If you choose to do that, that is so dangerous, and that is just really, really stupid to do for your dog. That is really idiotic if you choose to prove yourself to whomever will listen and watch to have this dog lay down 3 feet from a moving vehicle. So this was, of course, not the nicest. As like with everything, I try to do these videos to show people the truth behind what's going on in dog training. And these guys, they're just everywhere, and they get really popular because they get quick results. And they sell their special collars, and they work with really big name people, and people like it because, it's only just one pop and we're done. It's not one pop. This dog got popped repeatedly and shocked. I didn't see him actively shocking him, but he has it on for a reason. So he could have been paired with the popping and the shocking. This is your end result. If you want that, fine. I always ask, how do you get the results? The results alone, I don't care about what results you get. It's how you get them. Training is a process, not an event. But this guy used to train dogs in, military, cops, whatever, and I know how they train. They train just like this. They train worse than this because they're not on camera. I'm not saying all of them do, but a lot of those big name companies that work and train police dogs and attack dogs and such and guard dogs, they are very, very harsh on those dogs. And no dog, not even working line German Shepherds that are crazy, need any of this. Just this. Maybe a harness, maybe a flat buckle collar, and a lot of time and experience and knowledge and education. Up-to-date education. So I don't know if you guys would have enjoyed this video, but I hope you can learn from it, and let me know what you would like to see next time. Until then, try your best to stay positive.